Master TDS said, Grace Randolph says she won't cover The Last of Us Season 2 because she hated the last episode, which, oh, by the way, if Grace Randolph hates something, that's like a check mark for me that I'm right about something. But anyways, but doesn't want to criticize it since some people liked it. Then what exactly is your job, Grace? And here's the tweet from Grace. I'm not going to cover Last of Us Season 2 and will probably stop watching the show. I really, in all caps, disliked last night's episode, despite liking cutscenes of the second game quite a bit, which full stop, like, what? What am I even supposed to do with that? What, did she just watch a compilation of the cutscenes of the episode of the game and then watch the show and didn't like the show but liked the cutscenes? What? But it gets better. It gets better. Abby was never cruel. And it goes without saying here, guys, but this is some serious, like, biggest spoiler alert warning that you're ever going to get on this channel. I'll even post this here right now. Hold on. There you go. Spoiler alert. Everyone sees it before I keep talking, because it's like a freaking 8-year-old game at this point. So, I don't know what to tell you if you're watching me and you still don't know what happens in Last of Us 2 and you haven't watched the show, but you had time to leave now. Okay, good. We'll go back to this. Abby was never cruel. Abby, the same character that took a 9-iron to Joel and beat him to death, was never cruel. Tell me you've never played the game or understood anything about the series without telling me you've never played the game or understood anything about the series. But I see a lot of people enjoyed Dever's performance, so don't want to be critical of it. Wait, so just because people enjoyed something, you don't want to be critical of it? What? If your job is to be a critic and you don't like something, you don't want to review it because it goes against the grain, and you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the outlier. You want people to just champion you all the time as a critic. So if you have an opinion that people don't like, you're just going to be like, you know what? I'm going to go to something else, guys, because you're not going to like what I have to say about this. I'll say it. I'm telling you guys right now. I liked the episode. I thought it was great. I thought it was a fantastic TV show episode. I don't know where it's going to go from here. If it's like the rest of The Last of Us 2, which I assume it will be. I think we all know the direction it goes. But again, as an episode on its own, it felt like a very well done Hollywood movie. It was very good. It was very good. Kick smash out, chair. I'm pissing people off tonight with this take. Now I see why Grace Randolph was like, I'm not going to review it because everyone's going to get mad at me. Hate away. Bring the hate. Bring the hate. And some of these comments confirm that I made the right choice not to cover. Here's the better part, because she clarifies her statement on Abby, which is she edited it. To clarify regarding my statement that Abby was never cool in the game, she never took any pleasure from killing Joel that I saw. We saw two different Abbys, if that's what you saw. It was a horrible task that she felt needed to be done. In the show, she smiled, smirked, and monologued. That was it for me. Man. Yeah, Massey Box, good point. I had a good run, but I'm taking the Sun Grand Studios route. Man, just a couple days after him too. Damn it. Damn it. Yeah, exactly, Rufus Grimm. Whoops, time to doctor my statement. So, um, going through what I watched, I fully understood and knew what to expect from it because obviously played the game. But first off, Abby is like looks far more, we'll just say far more feminine than Abby in the game. And Ellie looks far more masculine than Ellie in the game. Like the casting for this was backwards. It's very confusing to see like a Abby that looks like this compared to an Ellie that looks like that. Friend of mine says Ellie looks like a potato. So, oh, there we go. It's a very well done scene. I'm not going to play through the whole thing, but a very well done scene that does a great job recreating the scene in the game. And look at this. IGN didn't like it. Again, another W for me. I didn't even see this. That's amazing. You know I'm right if IGN didn't like it. I'm telling you guys. It was really good. It was brutal. It was brutal. They beat the shit out of him. I was like, this is amazing. They're really going to town here. Like the whole episode was just almost felt, I know it's not, but almost felt one for one for the game. And again, I'm on record for saying I didn't hate the game. I know a lot of people hated the game. I didn't hate the game. So it is what it is. I'm not going to just revise my feelings on it 8 years later because it's trendy to do so. It's like, no, when I played through the game, I was like, okay, I didn't mind it. Okay. Now, in hindsight, looking back and understanding Neil Cuckman and everything that he stands for and what he's doing, yeah, now I look at it through a different lens and I understand better. But this part of the game was wild. And for me, especially, I didn't, what's the best way to put this? I was late to playing Last of Us Part 1. I was very late to playing it. I started playing Last of Us 1 right when Last of Us 2 was coming out. So for me, you need to understand my mentality is I played through the entire first game and finished it basically the day that Last of Us 2 came out. So I got Last of Us 2 the day it came out and continued the journey picking up where I left off the day before. So when Joel gets beat to death with the golf club very early on in the game, it was like, oh shit, I don't like this happening. I was not a fan of the direction the game went, but I was more accepting of it because I didn't wait, what was it, 8 years in between the first one and the second one to play it. I went from the first one to the second one. So to me, it kind of felt like one long game where when that scene happened, it felt like it was almost 3/4 of the way through one long game. So it didn't affect me like someone who was really into The Last of Us and then waited a long time because I could understand the perspective of loving Last of Us and then waiting 7 years to play Last of Us Part 2 and then having that happen right at the beginning. I'd be like, yeah, that would piss me off. But it's all about perspective and timing. And I know I sound like I'm a lot of cope right now, but I need you to understand where I'm coming from. That's all. That's all. Guys, I, I'm not going to lie about my takes. If you disagree with my takes, that's fine. That's what I do here is just give you my takes. We talk about it. If you disagree, that's fine. I'm not saying my take is the end all be all. I'm just saying this is how I felt. Stop saying unsub. I'm just saying, stop calling me Sun Grand JT. Come on. Come on, guys. Jarrell JT. So I'm watching this in the hot tub with my wife, knowing full well exactly what's going to happen. And the episode starts, and I turn to her and I go, "Hey, just a heads up. This is if it's going where I think it goes, it's going to be a very wild episode." She's like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "I'm not going to say anything other than that." And she's like, "All right." And she's watching it, and we watched all last season together. That was one of the shows we watched together. And she hates zombie movies. She hates zombie stuff. She loved Last of Us season 1. And I enjoyed it too, by the way. I enjoyed Last of Us season 1. I did. Um, so we're watching season 2, we're catching up with episode 1 and episode 2 in the hot tub last night. And when the scene happened, she looked at me and she's like, "They actually kill him off? What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is kind of the hot topic. It has been for a while in gaming. It's something I've talked about on my channel a bit." She's like, "They killed Joel? Why did they do?" Like, this is my wife, and she's pissed about it. I was like, yep. Yeah, now you see the discourse in the game industry. That's basically the sentiment of what a lot of people have been saying. And she was like visibly pissed. She was like, "I can't believe they actually killed him. That's crazy." She's like, "You knew about this since last year?" I was like, "Yes, I played both the games." She's like, "And you didn't tell me?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going to spoil that for you." She's just like, "Damn, I can't believe it. It was wild. It was wild." Oh, yeah. But I mean, I wonder what she's going to think about where it goes from here, because she was really into it up until that episode. And she loved the episode, don't get me wrong, but she's just like, "Where does it go from here now? That's crazy." So, yeah. uh, but yeah, anyways, that was kind of my take on the Last of Us season 2, episode 2. Even if you don't like Neil Druckmann, even if you don't like The Last of Us episode 2 or part 2 or whatever, I'd still say watch it, and maybe you'll enjoy it. I'm just saying, I enjoyed it, and I knew what was going to happen, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, that was basically it. Where's the part where, here it is, where they stab him with the golf club? Like, at the part where they just do that, I looked right at my wife and she looked at me. She's like, "What?" Because you always have this like sense of, oh, they'll recover, they'll come back, they'll be okay. It's how these episodes always go. It's like, nope, this one did not do that at all. So, um, yeah, I still can't get over the whole Abby not looking like the Butch Abby from the game at all. Like, what a odd casting choice, I'll say. And yeah, that's the potato. But yeah, that was Last of Us season 2, episode 2 review. Those are my thoughts. Make sure you hit the dislike on the way out, guys. Much love.